The biggest thing what you have to do is leave the house. She said, but I'm a homebody. Well, it's hard to find love sitting on your couch. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know. StreamYard is tripping. I seen everything. Everything was live on my half, but now we come to find out, I guess. Thanks, Tracy, for calling in to let me know we had some issues. But I would like to thank Tina Carter for my new opening. I truly appreciate it. I want to give a birthday shout out to Patricia Thaxton. It's really important. You know, she's a member of the hotline, and when you come on, I will get a notification when it's your birthday. So sometime I can give you a shout out. So thanks for everybody for joining. Sorry for the mix up and having you guys sit there for 15 minutes. Truly sorry. Then I want to get into what the hotline is. The hotline is a spot where we can just come on and just share your opinions. If you got any tips, small issues, or just whatever you want to talk about. Some people just call in and say good morning to me. And I like that. And I say good morning back. I try to respond to everybody. One of the biggest things that we talk about on the hotline that a lot of people have hit me up about is when is it time to let go of people on drugs? Okay. That's a very hard topic to hit, but it's important because it's like everyday life here, you know, and a lot of us go through these things. I sort of feel like that you have to let go when somebody else's addiction start to affect your family or your livelihood. And it's easily said and done, but it's one of those things that we need to talk about. Okay. We had that. That's a really important one. And then people, like I think we touched it on the first episode of Hotline, where people want to talk about dating on their level and things like that. So I think we can touch those topics, but really I'm here to talk about things you guys want to talk about. You guys hit me up on a hotline, you ask questions, and I can't really respond back to you directly by speaking to you. So that's why I got to create this segment where we can call in, vent, say what you want to say, and move on with that. But I'm truly glad that you guys are a part of the hotline. It's a big success, and it keeps me busy, but I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It gives us a chance to have one-on-one discussions and things like that. So today going to be a busy day. I'm just coming on first because Sharrell has Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then she got some Potomac Housewives of Atlanta news, and then possibly 90 Day Fiance coming up later. So I got some callers in the back. I'm going to go ahead and bring up somebody right now, and let's get into the dialogue, people. Hey, well, what's up, ACC?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you well. Sorry
Okay.
about the delay we had.
Oh, no problem. First, I want to just say thank you for your service.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank
really
you.
Appreciate that. And I appreciate you and Sharrell. You guys helped me get through the day. And fair warning, me and my husband are both working from home and we have 2 kids, so I might be interrupted.
Yeah, thank you. No, I appreciate that. It's nice to hear that. So what's on your mind? Any questions or any topics that you want to address today?
Yeah, I watched the video yesterday talking about the housewives, and I'm involved in a lot of casting. I've done that for scripted shows for many years, and I've just recently changed into reality TV casting. And,
oh, really?
And I actually am working for a production company that does a couple of the housewives shows. That's why I have the video not on my face.
yeah, no, I got you. It makes sense.
So I want to just give some insight on how the casting happens, production happens, how Bravo's involved, because it seemed like there was a lot of confusion about how it all happens and works together.
Right, and who's to blame, right?
Who's to blame? Yeah.
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 I got you.
So like, if you go back to Orange County and Scott Dunlap, the man that created it, he lived in Coto de Caza. So what he did is he had the idea, you know, about life behind this exclusive gated community. He took the idea to Bravo. He knew somebody at Bravo, And Bravo tapped the production company Evolution Media, which if you watch a lot of the TV shows, there's always a production company at the very end of the credits. Now, Evolution Media does so much. It does, gosh, they do Botched and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and just a lot of Bravo shows.
Uh-huh.
So the production company is in full charge of casting, staffing the production. They do the editing, the sound. They do it all. Bravo gives them the money.
Okay, so I got you. So production does the storylines and everything.
Right.
So and Bravo is just the person that's financing everything.
Yeah, and they'll get the money from the advertisers on their network. Now, reality TV shows are super cheap to produce. The most expensive ones cost about $500,000 per episode. That's rare, whereas say like a half-hour scripted TV show can cost up to $3 million per episode.
Wow.
So that's why you see just so much reality TV. So what happens is like with OC, they did, Bravo said, do 6 episodes. Let's see how it goes. And then, of course, it became a big hit, right? So then another studio called Shed Media, another production company, jumped in, went to Bravo and said, what about New York City? So then they start doing that. And then what happens then is the casting director, or the casting people, don't have a lot of input. What we do is we put out the feelers, we interview people, we go out into the city or those areas. And then once we find people that we like, then they have to do a mental evaluation, like a written assessment of what they think. And then we do a background check. And it's one of those background checks that you'd get for any job, right? However, the background checks cost money and we're on a budget. So we have to hire out, like send the background checks out. So it's one of those normal background checks. So it's what's on the books of the law. We are not allowed to check bank accounts or anything personal like that. We basically have to take them at their word. And if something seems too good to be true and there's money in the budget, then we will hire an investigator to go a little deeper. But because we're not given a big timeline, like when the first seasons of shows, usually there's months of preparation, months of interviews, months of this, months of that. And then when it gets going, they're like, okay, in 3 months, we want a new cast member. And you're like, oh, whoa, wait, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to start working like 50-hour work weeks trying to canvas and see what we can do. And then once the casting director narrows it down, it goes to the producers. And the producers take a look at what we've done. And then they choose, say, their top 3. And then if, Bravo wants to make money, then they'll take those top 3 to one of the producers, one of the suits at Bravo. And they say, this is what happened. This is the cast members we're looking at bringing on. What do you think? Because they're financing it all. So they'll give their approval or non-approval. Oh my gosh, Sharrell, hi.
Hi, sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Perry, I was on the phone. Go ahead.
So in my opinion, you can't really blame casting directors because we have such a short leash to work with. And this is with movies too, and TV shows. Like casting directors will pick what they think are the top 10. Then the producers make the actual choice of who gets cast in the movie. So it's like the heads of the production companies and then Bravo for storylines, for casting choices.
Let me ask you this question. So you get the casting people that go out there and do pretty much the grunt work, bring it back to producers, approve whatever you bring back. But who has the ultimate, like you said, production? Bravo is just the person financing the whole operation. And where do Andy sit in all this?
Well, I remember a long time ago, Andy saying that he no longer has any casting decisions. He's a producer, quote unquote, on the shows. That doesn't mean he gives the shows money. That just means he gets money from the shows. So I'm not quite sure in Bravo where he stands. But if
Andy Cohen used to be in charge of hiring for all Bravo, But then
Yeah.
when they tried to fire him, do you remember this? They tried to fire Andy Cohen, and then he just became responsible for the Housewives. So he's over just that franchise. As the Housewives.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure because I work with the producers, but I don't work directly with Bravo. You know, everything I do goes to the people that's above me. But from what I understand, as of right now, because of the success of the Housewives, that Bravo, some part of Bravo, I don't know what casting department Bravo makes the final choices on changes to the cast. So even though I read all the blogs and stuff and I listen and I'm like, okay, yeah, people don't like this cast member. We should get him out.
Yeah.
But if Bravo is seeing money come in and they're getting clicks on websites and stuff, and they're not hurting anybody, no one's getting hurt or anything, then they want the most dramatic people on there.
Oh no, I understand that part. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, so production is the person that really put on the whole show.
They do
At the end of the
everything.
day, if the show sucks, they get to go, right?
Yeah, the show's gone. If it tanks after, like 6 weeks or something, then you'll see that, you've seen the shows. Even you might have some favorite TV shows that didn't make it to the second season.
Right.
And it's just because ratings didn't hit or didn't click for some reason.
No, I got you.
So I would say the buck actually stops at the Bravo suits because they came into the production companies and said, we love what you're doing. We want more input. And so then they hire, there's actual writers for these shows, and they'll start putting that stuff together. They'll say, okay, we want this writer on the show, so we'll bring him into the production company and start doing things like that.
All right. You know what? I truly appreciate that background, ACC. And are you a member of the hotline?
I did it just today because I saw your video from yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much that goes on in casting, and I think it would be good for people just to know what happens on the other side.
No, I appreciate it because I wanted to know. I just really wanted to know. And so thank you so much. I'm gonna bring up another caller, but I appreciate you calling the hotline.
Thank
and
you
don't
so
be a
much.
stranger. Okay, you take care. Okay.
Have a good day, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So Perry, is that me echoing? Am I echoing? I was on another call, so sorry. Did we get to chat? Hi, Nina. Did you?
No, Sharrell. StreamYard was acting up. I was on, and I thought I was live for 15 minutes, but I wasn't. And then Tracy had to come through because I kept dropping the link. And then I had to apologize to everybody because maybe because I don't do this frequently.
I'm having a bad hair day. Did you talk about what the person was talking about? When is it time to let go of a drug addict?
That's how I pretty much opened it up. And like I said, the question was this. This is the consensus of the hotline. A lot of people come with different things, but pretty much a lot of people want to know and has this question for everybody. When is a good time to let go of people that's addicted to drugs? And so I brought it up, and then we got a different caller in, which is fine because it's open. Hotline is up for everything. So, but that question is still out there. I think it's a hard decision.
I want to speak on it.
Okay, go ahead.
Nina, did you want to speak on it first?
I'll wait till after you finish, Sharrell.
Okay, I want to speak on it because recently we all know, if you watch Love After Lockup, we had to deal with Tracy's story, and we went to her funeral, and her family was absolutely devastated. But they had tried everything that they could to help her, and she was just caught up in the addiction, in the life. And I'm not judging how everybody deals with somebody in their life that is addicted. Either you're addicted, either you have a family member, a friend. It touches everybody. And if you say that you don't know what that life is like, you're lying. Somebody at work on pills. It just affects everybody. So when is the time to let go is a hard question. My answer is when you've had enough. So if you're dealing with somebody in your family, like I do, I have a lot of addicts in my family, and I'm getting bogged down and tired and just I can't keep going, that's the only answer I have. What do you think, Nina? When is it a good time to let go of somebody that needs your help?
Listen, I'm that person. I'm a recovering addict of 18 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
I was out there on crack cocaine for 12 years.
Mm.
That was my drug of choice.
Mhm.
And it hurt my family. My kids were taken away from me to their dad. And it comes a time, and see, I'm on the other end now. So it comes a time where you do all you can. And as an addict, and I'm speaking from an addict point of view right now,
Mhm.
you can't you can say, why won't you get help, Nina? Why don't you go get help? I can't do this no more. Until the addict is ready, you can do all you can. If the addict ain't ready, you just might as well just say, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But my family let me hit bottom. They let me
What
hit
do you
bottom.
mean they let you hit bottom? They cut
Big,
you off?
they cut me off. I couldn't see my children. I was living in a
Mm.
crack house. I did just about everything that you could think of that an addict would do to get drugs. I stole. I sold my body. I went to rehab. I don't know how many times before I got it. And in 2003, I made a decision after going back and forth to jail. I believe I've been to jail probably 10 times, but I
Mm.
did like 4 days in jail, and I was like, "This is not for me." This is not for me. And when I went to the judge, before the judge, I told him, I said, listen, I'm on crack. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to live. I'm tired of this. And he sent me to treatment. They found a treatment facility for me in a place called Asheville, North Carolina. I was up
I
there
know where
for
that is.
almost, yeah, I was up there. It's beautiful up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful up there. I was up there for
It's the
almost a
mountains, ain't
year.
it?
Yes, yes, the mountains. And I was up there for a year. So I've been back. I'm back home. Got 18 and a half years clean. I've sponsored
Good.
women trying to do this thing. I've worked at the rehabs. I've did all that to try to help. So I understand being an addict and then coming back and trying to help the addict that's suffering. We can want more for them than they want for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how much you love me, until I'm ready, it's not going to happen. But my kids, I'm gonna say this. And this is what I used to share when I used to talk in Narcotics Anonymous meetings. I used to share my story, is what we call it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say I left my son at 3 years old, and I met him at 14. That's how many years I had been disappeared for his life. I didn't even know who he was. I didn't know who he was. When we met each other again, he was 14 years old. And I couldn't be a mama to him. And he's 28 now, 29. I'm his friend. I can never be a mama to him like that. They never see me like that. And I'm not saying that's with everybody, but that's
Yeah.
just my story. My kids don't see me as mama, even though they call me mama. They
Yeah.
don't see. I can't, but it's tough. No matter what you do for the addict that's out there, until they want it for themselves, you at a dead end.
Let
You
me
know.
ask you this, Nina. When they was cutting you off, were you mad at them?
Oh God, I thought it was that. Why y'all doing me like this? I blame everybody but myself. I didn't take responsibility that I made the decision to start smoking crack. I made the decision to go out there and prostitute and do all this stuff to make my family they was like disappointed, ashamed, and people was talking about me. And I remember, I'm gonna tell you this, Sheree. I remember one day I had been out there using crack all night long. It
Mm-hmm.
was 7 a.m., something like that. The school buses was coming, and my daughter was getting on the school bus, and I couldn't even face her. I saw her getting on the bus. She looked at me, I looked at her, and that's just how it was. We have a great relationship now, but
Mm-hmm.
it took me going to treatment, staying in Narcotics Anonymous, dedicating myself to the program and following that program to help me live a better life. I'm way better than I was before That's why I don't. When people talk about people on crack and on alcohol real bad, So I understand that, but it's a disease. It's not the person. It's the person made that choice. It's a disease that people don't understand. It's a disease. We have to just, like I say, dis-ease. We are at dis-ease with ourselves. So it's a lot of things that happen. I just followed the program for 18 years, and I'm off of crack. I don't do hard substances, but I will sometimes take a drink. But I've learned how to, if I get to the point where, you might have had 3 drinks today, it's time to stop.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna say the program programmed me, but it programmed me. It made me change my ideas and my behaviors. So I became a better person, a better me.
Let me ask you this, 2 questions,
Right.
because I'm dealing with it in my family. Did rehab work for you because you were willing to listen that time? Does it
What
can you go to rehab and not learn a thing? That's one question. Answer that first.
well, you can go to rehab and not learn a thing because you're not open-minded to learn anything. You're not ready to stop doing what you was doing. That's why I went 3 times. It was that
Oh,
third
yeah.
time because they teach you the same thing. They teach you the same thing. It's a repetitious program. They teach you the same things. They tell you what it's doing to your body, your brain, all kind of stuff. But until you're ready and be open-minded, say, I'm done. I gotta listen. That's how I was anyway.
If your family didn't cut you off, is there any way a person trying to help could still help you without cutting you off?
Well, I know people's families that didn't cut them off, and sometimes you can love a person to death. You can be their biggest enabler. What I've learned when I sponsor some women, and families say, I'm never gonna let her go. That's fine. You never let her go, but don't enable her. Every time she comes around. Don't give her money every time she asks for it. Sometimes people, my family wouldn't even let me sleep on their floor. You know what I'm saying? So I had to
Mhm.
find ways and means to do what I needed to do to survive. So yeah, just don't be the enabler, because you can love somebody to death. I promise you, just like the lady that passed away, that was on your show, y'all was talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Mhm.
that her family let her go or whatever. It's just that you come to a point where you did everything you could possibly do.
Right.
As many people that's out there using drugs and alcohol is as many people that's recovering. But I have to say this one thing: everybody ain't gonna get it, and they tell us this: you have you can either die from it spiritually, physically, or mentally. That's what it is. So I was spiritually dead, even though I was still alive. See, death would have been an easy thing if I had died out there, because it was many times I wanted to kill myself, and superficial cutting my wrist and crying out for attention,
Uh-huh.
going to the hospitals depressed on the 7th floor. I can't do this, just crying out for attention. I didn't really want to die like 6 feet
Yeah.
under. I was
Yeah.
spiritually dead. My soul was lost, if you understand what I'm saying.
Mhm.
No, I
So
feel you.
yeah, the disease is only here to kill, steal, and destroy you. And they do that to you, but as my family members, they walk that same walk with me. As I was out there in them streets doing my drugs, they was there too. And when I recovered, they had to recover too. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
I,
right.
No. What do you mean they
so
need to recover too?
because we have done so much to them, even though I say,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I'm done doing drugs. The first 3 years of my recovery, and we celebrate. And I don't mean to break anonymity with narcotics now, but we celebrate clean time. My family didn't even show up for the first 3 years. They could not believe and could not trust me saying that I was off drugs. I was really clean and sober at that time. It was a long time before my son them even came to a, and realized, like, you really clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
really
Right,
not,
right,
because I had to. It's kind of like I had to prove myself to them. But
right.
they was recovering along with me because I had did so much to them when I was using. Not seeing them, no birthdays, no
Mhm.
nothing, no Christmases, no nothing. It was all about me finding ways and means to get that crack. Not about my children. They was last. They was in the way. If you want to, I can say that they was in the way of me doing what I had to do. So yeah, so nowadays they like, yeah, my mom been there and done that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful. I'm very grateful for the program. People put the program down. They, no, you believe in all these gods and stuff. It's your belief. It's what you believe. Whatever you believe in that's gonna help you not use one day at a time. Because that's all it is. It's a one day at a time program. You can't get back what you lost, but what you can do is do better.
Right.
I have
right.
another question. I'm glad you're sharing your story. Thank you so much. I have not asked anybody these questions. Did you have to get rid of friends? Can you get clean and keep them old friends? Or is that a warning sign? If they still have this, go ahead.
That's a warning sign, because the people that you used to get, the people that you had when you was out there using drugs and doping and all that stuff and drinking, we call them as associates. You don't want to go back to people, places, and things, because it ain't gonna do nothing but draw you right on back in. But the people that I got high with and I drinking with, I don't do that no more. If I see them, hey, how you doing? If they want help, it's a better way to live, I would definitely help them in the area. But I don't go back into the desert, honey. I'm out of that store.
So if somebody tells me that they're clean and they're hanging with the same people, it's safe for me to just assume, oh, he lying. Is that safe to say?
I ain't gonna say that, Sharrell, because I know people that still hang around the same people. But I'm just saying, for me, it's iffy. You might want to say, well, how you still being around, them, and you say you clean? Because clean people say they clean. Clean people don't do that. They don't live that life no more. That's what I have been taught. That's how I live. I don't go back to the desert. But you just some people just don't cut people off, and what has happened, a lot of people relapse. They'll go back and they'll be around them same friends and trying to help them. But this is one thing we say: they'll get you high before you get them clean. You understand what I'm saying? You keep going back to that source, you're gonna get drawn back into that source if you're not careful. You know, it's just whatever you believe in your spirit, you need to go on. You ain't got to believe me. Believe yourself. If you feel like ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it. I don't trust you. Because as addicts, recovering addicts, we understand that people ain't always gonna believe that we clean. People still bring up my past of what I did, and then you know what I tell them, honey, you stay in there. Past is just what it is. It's behind me. If that's all you know me for, then you don't really know me. On this side of the track.
Well,
like he say, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Because people are they'll manipulate and say, I need this for this, or I need this. Like I got a family member say, I need to get Pampers for my son. And you giving them $10 every 3 days to get Pampers for a son, he's going to get high. You just gotta. It's manipulation. It's cunning. It's baffling. It's insidious. The disease talk to you in your own voice, just like the devil. Yeah.
But then I'll say this to you though. I'm very proud that you found the way to save yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean. And it's a hard thing because just a lot of people, just like I said, and on the hotline, a lot of people was questioning, had questions about it, and just wanted to talk about it. And sometimes I don't think we ever come together as a community to sit here and discuss these things. And then oftentimes people say, hey, I got a family member, I'm trying to do this, but they cannot find these facilities. It's not.
It's so many resources. You would be surprised, Perry and Sharrell, where a recovering facility is, or a halfway house. They right in your neighborhood. You just gotta you gotta look up the resources. You gotta ask those questions. Go to Al-Anon meetings. What that is for families dealing with somebody that's on drugs and alcohol. You got meetings for families to deal and cope with that too. And I'm not perfect. I'm not the answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just one addict that is recovering, because we don't recover. I'm one addict that's recovering that can help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of resources out there. What you have to do is I used to put Narcotics Anonymous meetings. My sister died of this disease, alcoholism, and
Sorry.
I used to put meeting sheets in her medicine bag when I would go get her medicine. And I used to put it in there, just anything, just so when you take your medicine, you'll see that there's something in there so you can go to a meeting if you want to. Because she wasn't gonna do it, and she died of this disease. She didn't want to stop, but that's okay. Everybody's not gonna stop. That's
Somebody
just my
asked
story.
me to ask you this. I guess they're too shy to put it in the chat.
Right.
Is that if everybody knows what happens to you when you do drugs, what makes a person still pick up that pipe or still put that needle, and what could happen? Because you don't do it intending to be an addict, right?
No, nobody wakes up saying they want to be an addict. I never woke up and said I wanted to be a drug addict. It's that disease, because the first time I took a hit, it blew my mind. And when I say a hit, I put that crack in that pipe and I smoked it. It blew my mind. It was that euphoria. I chased that for 10 years. I never get that high back. And people do it because, a lot of people go through molestation. They go through child abuse. They go through rapes. Women go through rapes. Men prostituting themselves, because somebody has raped them in their family. Depression, mental illness, families, they deal with we deal with a whole lot, that we bogged up in the inside of us. And then when this is what we say, when opportunity and desire meet, we're gonna do something.
I got you. That makes sense. You're already dealing with something that's
you're already dealing with something. It's already something there, because nobody's going to put a gun to your head and say, you better smoke this crack or I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's a metaphor. Nobody puts the gun to your head. You make the decision, and sometimes the decisions don't be made for you because you already be caught up in your own stuff. So you're going to do whatever it takes to go, friends or follow along. Because the first time I ever picked up alcohol at 14 years old. And I did not know that at 14 years old, what this would do. That's what we call a gateway drug. So, it just leads you to other things if you already have that disease in you. It's hard to explain if you're not an addict. It's just hard to explain. But, that's just my point of Perry and Sharrell. And I hope it helps somebody, because it's a 1-800. It's a 1-800 hotline for addicts. You can call and go anywhere and get help. It's just, don't let nobody tell you that you have to have insurance, because you don't. I didn't have nobody's insurance when I sought help. I had a facility that was taking me in, and they had their own money. You know how that is, the charity and all that stuff. But it's always a way to get clean if you want to get clean. But remember, if the person don't want to get clean, you can't make them get clean.
Right.
Someone said that they want to get clean, but they don't know how to get help. Any suggestions?
You got to ask for the help. Go to somebody. I went to my local pastor, my pastor's assistant. I talked to her, and I said, everybody knew I was out there on drugs but me. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody knew I had a problem but me. It was always them. But when I was ready, I talked to her, and she found me a facility in South Carolina that would take me. You got to keep trying. If you want to get clean, don't go to the barbershop if you don't want a haircut. Don't. You understand what I'm saying? You don't do that. Don't go back to them places. As much as you think you can't do it, you can. We stronger in our mind than we give ourselves credit for.
No, but you know what? I mean, I tell you this though. Like, I truly appreciate your honesty and coming out and being open, because most people never. It's hard for people to come out and say these things, but you give hope to a lot of people that would never step forward. But at the same time, by them seeing you in the same spot they are now or whatever, seeing that you did recover from it, it could give them that hope, or like it can be done. So.
And And who am I to not help somebody when God, and this is just my belief, when God showed me that there was a new way to live. You don't have to live like this, Nina. You know, it's always better on the other side. It was for me. You know, it was better for me to say, I can't do this. And it took me almost 8 months before I did not have the desire to want to smoke crack anymore. It was every day I wanted to get high. But I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go to a meeting. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to share about it. I'm going to write about it. You know, and I start therapy. You know, I had to do a whole lot of things to stay. And I had a sponsor. And I had another woman that believed in me and wanted to help me on my journey. You know, I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't.
You got a powerful story. I'm so thankful that you're sharing it. There are people that are in the chat or on the hotline that aren't even brave enough to tackle this.
Right.
You know, they don't want to be seen, or they have a question, and you just thank you. That's all.
Look,
Just thanks.
Look, whatever I can do to help the next person, you know, at least try it. You know what I'm saying? Because we miss so much in life. But I give my number out publicly. I don't care. It's
Don't do that.
Huh?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. Because
don't do that. You can have them contact Perry and he'll contact you.
Right.
Don't do that.
Perry, I'll put it on your phone line. But
okay, let me read this though. It says, Nina, call 211, because I've seen this in the chat a couple times. I'm guessing when you can dial 911, I guess you can dial 211. I never called it, but I'm taking it. This person said, I guess if for drug treatment or something like that, maybe.
You can call the local police will come and pick you up if you want to go to treatment that bad. You can call the local, you know, you can say it's a non-emergency call, and you can see this what it's help out there. It's just that you gotta reach for, you gotta really want to by any means necessary. You gotta do what you gotta do to save your life. Because I could have been dead out there. You know, y'all know I got a loud mouth. And y'all know me, I got a loud mouth. And I thank God that somebody didn't kill me. Because many times I was out there and I stole from people, stole their dope, you know, stole their clothes, you know, in the grocery store, stealing, running. You know, I'm serious. It's to the depth. It's to the depth. So as much as you put into using drugs and alcohol and out there in them streets, that's what you put into your life on the other side. It's just you flip it over. Just like you flip houses. You flip it over and you get yourself together. Now I ain't spokesman for getting clean, but I'm just telling y'all my story. I help Sharrell and Perry out anytime. If I can help Perry, I was so glad when you brought up that topic, because I said, I can call in on Perry's line now because I got experience with that. I'm glad
you did. I'm glad you did it. I mean, because I don't, but I just know a lot of people that talk about it. And I know in the community, we got other people that can help out. You know what I'm saying? It's not about Perry giving some advice. It's about the community giving advice to each other. So that's why I like the hotline.
Right.
You know, I like it for that reason.
And I'm glad y'all doing this. This is awesome. It'll help so many. And I'm sure if it just helped just one person, if I can help one person with what I just shared with y'all, I've done God's work. That's all. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no thank yous. It's just that I've done what God asked me to do and share my story with y'all.
No, I agree with you, Nina. I mean, I truly do. And I really, truly appreciate it. Because, I mean, it's needed to be heard. What you said was needed to be heard by a lot of people.
Right.
And there's someone in the chat that says that they are struggling with addiction and you have inspired them.
Oh, well, just like I said, if I can help one person, I'm by no means, the guru of recovery. I'm just doing what Nina needs to be done for her life. You know what I'm saying? So if I can give back, that's all. That's what I'm here for, is to give back and help somebody else. So, just if they really want it, you gotta really want it. You know, you gotta
You're
really
gonna
want.
make me cry because I know this person that's in the chat and they really want help. They feel like, but they don't know. Ah, girl, you know I'm sensitive. You're
Right.
healing someone right now. You just
Yeah,
don't know.
it's healing me too. Because anytime that I can share with somebody what I went through and let them know that they're not by themselves. Like, please know that what you've done ain't no different from what I've done. A drug is a drug, whether you shoot it in your arm, smoke it, chew it up in pill form, however you do it, snort it, whatever you do. A drug is a drug. I'm no better than you. You know what I'm saying? You know,
That's right.
we got caught up. The addiction. We got caught up.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
feel that it's preconditioned in you. Some people
Oh,
might have just, you know what I mean? You might
yeah.
have
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah. It was
gene
already
or
in us. It's hereditary. My mom was an
yeah.
alcoholic. She died of this disease of addiction. My
See,
mom and my
yeah.
sister, both of
Oh,
them got
see, yeah.
alcoholism. So it was that I ain't gonna say I was destined, but if I wasn't careful enough to see the signs that I was headed in that direction. And see, like my children, both of them, their father and myself, we met in the crack house. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
wow.
we both, so it's like the stats say that they're 50% chance that they might be addicts too. I thank God that they're not, because they seen me, they seen my struggle. And I guess they said, oh, hell no, I ain't get ready to do what my mama did. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
Which is good. But I bet you if they took one hit, one
yep,
shoot, then they would go down that path too. I
it,
think it's preconditioned in us. I
yeah,
really
it's,
do.
it's it's more than likely. That's why,
Yeah.
I share with them all the time what I went through. They
Mm-hmm.
they grew up in Narcotics Anonymous with me. They went to meetings with me, so they do understand. But they still didn't trust me.
Yeah.
They didn't trust me. They was like, she'll be back out there using drugs. I don't believe her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody's story is different, but we are so much alike than different. So
Well, thank
Yep.
you, Nina.
yeah,
Girl, look, I'm gonna have to fight with Gabor to be your favorite because I getting so. I mean, you didn't have to share. I'm just so thankful for what you're saying. Hi, Andrea.
hi Andrea.
Hey, welcome, Andrea.
Hey,
Okay, well I'm gonna let
hey.
y'all go then. It's
Oh,
nice talking to you, Perry. I got you. I'm gonna put my number on your hot to you, Perry. I guess, right?
yeah.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
Neil, I got you. Yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Okay. Y'all
And
welcome.
maybe we'll have, well, Sharrell's been really busy, but I'm gonna try to find a way to do the hotline, not every day, a few days where we can have different conversations because I really enjoyed it. And it's a lot of things that we can learn from each other,
Yeah.
regardless is drug addiction or finances, just a common relationship, just regular things in life that we deal with that sometimes you just need somebody to listen to.
Right.
Whether you are actually
Mhm.
willing to come on yourself to talk about it, maybe somebody else will talk about it and give you your answer.
Right.
So,
Right.
Mhm.
The help that's needed, because it's help out there.
right.
Help.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'll see you in 2 hours, Nina. We're
I,
doing Beverly Hills.
you got that right, Sharrell. You know I ain't missing you, y'all. Child.
We can't miss it because it was crazy, but we'll talk about
Right.
that later.
I
Thank
love
you.
Yeah.
y'all. Bye.
Love you
Hey, we love
too.
you too,
Bye.
baby.
Bye.
Bye. What were you
Yep.
going to say,
Wow.
Andrea?
What's up,
Wow.
Andrea?
What a story.
Yeah.
I'm
What a
so thankful that
what
she
a
shared it.
what
Mm-hmm.
a recovering story,
Yeah.
I that's a good subject to talk about, period, because some families they don't know, and sometimes some families can hinder you from getting help. You know what I'm saying? Don't sometimes they don't believe like you need help. But what a story, what a story. You want to know what 211, you can go to any mental health center in your state or in your city, or you
Go to
could
where?
call your mental health,
Mental health. Okay, go ahead.
mental health, or you could call United Way. United Way is 211. And
Okay.
they
That,
can
okay.
also
I got
get you help.
you.
But it's that's hard. This is really really hard. A person have to want to get better, and sometimes you have to leave a person alone so they can hit rock bottom, so they can try to get better. Now
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
some will make it and some won't make it.
Right. Right.
You never know.
Let me read the super chat. Hi, Perry and Sharrell, Nina. There are many support groups to go to, especially at church and prayer. The support will help fight the drugs. Hey, thanks, Catherine. I really appreciate it.
I wanted to say to you, Perry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Read that.
And then somebody said, Sharrell, try
Al-Anon?
Yeah, Al-Anon.
What is Al-Anon, Andrea?
It's a family support where families or spouse or children could go to Al-Anon and talk about a family member that are subject to drugs. This is where they could go get help and support themselves.
For the family?
Yeah,
that's
for
good.
the family
I might need that.
dealing with an addict. You know, they give you some tools to work with. Sometimes family just need to go and talk about their feelings, and that's just a way for them, like Alcohol Anonymous, to go and talk about their feelings, what's going on. And sometimes they give them advice on other programs that they can go through. It's like it's a family support group. That's what it is.
What I want to say to you, Perry, is okay. We all know that I made fun of.
No, I was going to say real quick though, and read this because Catherine, I want to say hi, Andrea, and everyone, and thanks again, Catherine. Appreciate it.
I was going to say to you, I made a big joke out of the hotline, but I think this is really good that we can come together and talk about whatever we want to. You turned it into a positive and almost a way to bring good to our community that we got here. You know what I mean? I mean, that is Perry. I had no idea. You had it in you.
But Sharrell,
it wasn't no purpose.
That person that was
purpose. I just changed it, huh? Go ahead.
Right. You know that person that was talking to you in the background, telling you how they could go get help? If they go to mental health and tell mental health that they are an addict and they need some help, mental health will find a facility to put them in right away.
You know this person. We'll have to talk about it later. And we have no idea that they had a problem. Yeah. And I guess they saw the show and started crying and opened up.
If that person, if I can help you, you
can help them. You know them. You talk to them almost every day.
You get in touch with me. You get in touch with me. And this is between you and I will help you get some doggone help. I will help you.
I mean, I was just shocked that they called, and it almost made me cry because they were crying and Nina was talking. It was just a healing moment.
Nina says this, remember, you're never alone.
Right.
You can get clean and stay clean. And, and she's living proof of it, people. So
she is.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes some strength, personal strength to overcome these things, and a lot of dedication, I imagine, but it can be done.
It can be done. It's hard work. And you have to put the work in. You have to put the work in.
That's so crazy because we talk a lot of trash on our main channel, Perry, but you have developed a positive platform. Wouldn't you say, Andrea? This is healing. I mean, people are coming forward, sharing their stories. We're all helping each other. This is great.
Because you know what? Everybody's going through something. Everybody is going through something. Family, themselves, everybody is going through some life struggles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could get hard too.
Yeah.
That's why we all should support each other. It's crazy.
Yeah. And thanks, Paula. Appreciate the super chat. The super sticker.
Are you crying?
Oh, no. I'm coughing.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry. I had to go on mute for a second. Yeah. But no, the platform I actually like just communicate with people on a daily basis. It could be a simple good morning, how you doing? But you know what? It don't seem like much to some people. But just to have somebody to say hi.
You're crying.
Oh no. It's not that.
It's
not
okay.
No. I was coughing, but I was just saying it's a nice thing to have. I mean, because I used to deliver mail, so just some people just love to see you say hi to them. I'm saying it's the small things that goes far, and also I like the hotline. I like the tips that come in to let me know what's hot on the street.
Listen, what's emotional about this for you? I know you. Okay,
Hmm?
what's touching about this? People being open.
Oh no, I like to see people turn their life around. It's like to see.
Oh.
I love to see a success story, and then at the same time, if that can help other people, because it's a lot of people that need help and don't know where to get it. But sometimes just to hear somebody else's story can help a lot of people. That's what I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's a lot. I mean, this was touching. Thank you, Nina. I can't thank you enough.
Right.
I mean, and it's her
And
story.
we will-
It's her story, you know, and her story may touch somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
It did touch somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, for
It may
sure.
touch somebody else.
Yep. So, look, I just say this. It was a good topic, and we'll be back with some more good topics. And like I said, people, like, maybe we'll go a couple times a week with the hotline. And we just do it earlier because Sharrell started hers typically after 12. So we had to go sometime before that, and we could squeeze in another one. And basically just go from there.
Yeah.
Oh, Cat Mama Perry and Sharrell, I told you a long time ago, you both were a blessing, more than you would ever know. Now you know. Hey, thanks.
Thank
Crazy
you,
Cat Mama. I
Cat
truly
Mom.
appreciate it.
That's
I
so
really do.
sweet. This was touching. This was good, Perry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having the worst hair day. Remember, I was just talking to you about this on the phone. What? I gotta curl it up when this.
I'm not understanding because you go like this and then it just falls.
And I'm saying to myself, leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
It keeps falling in my eye. This is bad. I gotta get off and go handle that.
Look like you need some that Gorilla Glue or something.
You need a Bobby pin. You need a Bobby pin.
I don't know what happened. It just
you need a Bobby pin.
Andre about this, wasn't I? I was like, this is.
You need a Bobby pin.
Do they have counseling for bad hair? It is the worst.
But I say this real quick before we get out of here, though. I want to say, Deb said, good subject, good luck to all, right? I would say this, like, when we do the show, I try to come in, hit me up on the hotline for certain topics. We'll try to come in with a few just in case nobody call in with anything right away. But the hotline is for anything that you want to talk about at that moment. So, but I feel like it was a good conversation. It's helpful to the community. And
put your hotline number up.
Let's do it more often. It's scrolling across the bottom. And my hotline number is going to be 702-553-3288. And I think Gene and the mods posted up through the chat also. So I appreciate it. Text that number, sign up. And thanks for all the mods. Thanks for all the super chats. Like my wife said, I mean, you give, but you don't have to. We truly appreciate it. Anything you want to say, Andrea?
I just wish that if you need help, if you're seeking help, get help. Your love, and I just hope better for you in life. You know, try to save yourself. Ask anybody for help. That's all you got to do is ask.
And I wanted to say that if you have any show ideas, comments, even if you're watching a show and you just have a comment, that's what the hotline is for. Any kind of communication.
Yep. And so we're going to be out of here because we'll be back and we'll go from this subject and we're going to have some fun with Beverly Hills, right, Sharrell?
We're going to have Beverly Hills is crazy.
We're going to have some fun, y'all.
So, and it's going to be a quite busy day because I think Sharrell is going to do at least 2, maybe 3 videos today. So
yeah, it's going to be a busy day.
I got to get my portion out early. Okay.
Maybe we'll do that, Perry. Start doing you in the mornings, and then I'll fit my 3 in the day. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah. It's helpful that way. But hey, thanks everybody for joining. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for hitting the hotline up because guess what? We love you guys. So see you next show.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
What's going on here, Andrea?